Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. We apologise for the issues here that we're having. We're not going to be live on Facebook, we're just going to be live on YouTube. Alright, so we're seeing qualifying happening right now. Alright, so qualifying coming to a close here. Watching some of the drivers come out there and turn some lap times. Like I said, we do apologise for the delays we're having on Facebook. Instead, we're only on YouTube for tonight. We'll have the WP Concreting 360s up after the 1RC Midget series as they make their series debut. So at the moment, quick time belongs to Bob King with a 16.111. Joel Berkeley in second quick with a 16.167. Trent Gosley with a 16.186. Jock Goodyear fourth quick with a 16.211. And we have a full inversion. 4 heat races here this evening. So if you're joining us for the first time here on Ultimate Dirt TV on YouTube, thank you. We do apologise for the Facebook feed not going up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel as well. We're going to be live later on for the WP Concreting 360 Sprint Car Series. But let's get heat number 1. Cars on track. Let's take a look at our City Group Holdings starting grid. Starting on the pole in car number 24, it's Dale Grother. To his outside in the Arctic Cat 015, it's Darren Lord. Inside row number 2 in the 81, it's Michael Wilson. To his outside in the Synergy Sim Racing 911, it's going to be Lachlan Smith. At a position 5, it's going to be Ricky Sanders in car number 20. At a position number 6, car number 42, he is the New Zealand Sim Racing Midget Champion. In the Speed Nation New Zealand Sim Racing, it's Matt Chicken Legs McCutcheon. At a position number 7, in car number 12 in the TTL Esports car, it's Ryan Harris. Lining up alongside Ryan Harris in the Speed Nation, car number 66 tonight at a position number 8, it's Harry Edwards. And running shotgun at the back of this field for tonight in car number 51, tonight's fastest qualifier in the Synergy Sim Racing Trackstar Racewear, BK Designs, it's going to be Bob King. And well, James Rice. 10 laps on the board, 35 drivers I believe we had in attendance. As we now get set for an absolute belter of a night. The first time the 1RC Midgets are having their debut tonight. Top 4 transfer.
Green, green, green.
Grother with a good start. Keep an eye on Wilson as well. And there's contact there. And they're 3 wide. And we have a look at the cars. There's Harry Edwards and Lachlan Smith. Lord up top and McCutcheon coming through. Darren Lord upside down. And McCutcheon up to position number 2. Keep an eye on Sanders as well in the 20 machine, working to the outside of Harris and also working on the outside of Wilson. He picks up 2 positions. Harris through the middle, Wilson. Well, he blinked out just a little bit. Your race leader, Dale Grover, in the 24 machine, top 4, straight to the main event. McCutcheon trying to work through the middle of the racetrack, but now Sanders going to pull up alongside Dale Grover in the 24 in turns 3 and 4. Now Sanders looking for the race lead. Harris up top as well. Battle on for the 4th and final transfer spot between your fastest qualifier, Bob King, sitting 1 spot out of a transfer at the moment. Sanders to the race lead, and here comes McCutcheon on the outside of Grover. The 42 and 24 going at it. And then right behind them, you see on screen the 12 of Ryan Harris. He has got that final transfer spot locked down at the moment, but not having it all his own ways. He will pick up position number 3. That'll bump Grover back to that 4th and final transfer spot. Grover down to the low side. Now here comes Bob King on the outside. So battle on for the 4th and 5th spot on the racetrack. Grover down low, King up top. And there is Bob King picking up that 4th spot on the racetrack going into turn number 3 and 4. Meanwhile, Harris and McCutcheon were duking it out down the back straightaway. McCutcheon has cleared Harris. Into corner number 1 and 2 we go here at the dirt track at Charlotte, the first time on the schedule. Harris now once again got pressure from the 51 of Bob King. In turns 1 and 2, King way up top. Deep in the fluff. Harris down low on McCutcheon. Harris has got to run. McCutcheon gets the momentum off and the drive off corner number 4. White flag is out one more time. Around here at the dirt track at Charlotte. And Ricky Sanders going to cruise to victory here in heat race number 1. Oh, whoa! King! He didn't have to do that. He's cost himself a transfer spot. Let's take a look at the Colby's eye paints instant replay. He drove it in too deep and was sliding up, and oh, that's not what you want to do. Bob King back to 5th. Dale Grover into the 4th and final transfer spot. We'll see him in the main event. Let's take a look at our City Group Holdings starting grid for heat race number 2. So starting on the pole, heat race number 2 for the next 10 laps will be car number 25 of Nathan Clark. To his outside in car number 29, it's Kane Blair. Inside second row, car number 63 of Scott Griffiths. To his outside in car number 67, he's the New Zealand Sim Racing 410 non-wing sprint car champion. It's going to be the 67 of Brayton Davison. Inside row number 3 at a position number 5 in car number 6, it's going to be Cam Taylor. To his outside, the 32 of Callan Arthur. Your 4th row on the inside is car number 71, it's Gavin Sadler out of position number 7. Out of position number 8, it's the 41 of James Robbie. Riding shotgun at the back of this field in position number 9 in car number 9, it's going to be the TTL driver of Joel Berkeley. Berkeley out of position number 9. With another 10 laps on the board, we take another top 4 to the main event. The rest of the guys will find themselves in a C or B main. So 10 laps of distance for the heat races. We'll have a C main, 10 laps. The top 4 will transfer on that one. And then the B main will be 15 laps with the top 4 advancing into the back of the main event as well. In fact, there might be the top 5 transfer out of this one now. Here we go. Clark and Blair, your front row. Wait for the green.
Green, green, green.
Green flag is out. We're underway. And the 67 of Brayton Davison pulling some big wheel stands on the opening start. And look at James Robbie on the outside. Callan Arthur coming through. And look at Cam Taylor in the 6th. Two cars into the wall. We got Cam Taylor and Nathan Clark. Berkeley avoided that. So 4 heats. Top 4 go through. Bryce, can you just confirm that one for me? Whether it's top 4 or top 5. Are we taking 20 or 24? I think we might be taking 24, so it might be the top 5 go through. Cam Taylor, your race leader. Callan Arthur in the Snap-on Tools. Car number 32 sitting in 2nd spot. Then you go back to Brayton Davison, James Robbie, and then Joel Berkeley 1 spot. At the moment in 5th spot. Oh no, Callan Arthur got a little helping hand. But well, he will avoid a somewhat flipping Callan Arthur. The race leader on screen in the SSR Synergy Sim Racing Trackstar car number 6 of Cam Taylor out in front. Davison riding in 2nd spot. Then you go back to Gavin Sadler. And then Joel Berkeley. And then we got the 29 of Kane Blair. 1 spot out of a transfer at the moment. Davison catching up to Taylor just a little bit on the previous lap. The 10th quicker on the last lap. Fall back to 3.5 to go. Off of turn number 4, Taylor. Looking comfortable so far in the 2nd heat of the night. Oh, we got a car. That's Wilson. I'm thinking Nathan Clark. It was actually. My apologies to Wilson. Because now we're going to go on board with Brayton Davison. In fact, we're going to sit inside the cockpit of this race car. As for the final lap, he tries to run down your race leader with a big slide job. Going to send it on Cam Taylor. This is going to get interesting in the last turn because he was so close to having contact with the 6 of Cam Taylor. Davison slides in there once again, but Cam Taylor comes away with the win. Well done to Cam Taylor, Brayton Davison, Gavin Sadler, and Joel Berkeley, the top 4. Kane Blair, Nathan Clark, Callan Arthur, James Robbie, and Scott Griffiths rounds out the field in heat race number 2. Take a look at heat race number 3. And let's take a look at our City Group Holdings starting grid. Alright, heat number 3 starting on the pole. In car number 55, it's Marcus Knitska. Out of position number 2 in the 61, it's going to be Bryce Kenyon. Out of position number 3 in car number 27, it's David Sanford. To his outside, out of position number 4, car number 91 of Jared Steen. Out of position number 5 in car number 5, it's James Rice. Out of position number 6, it's the 88 of Brenton Hobson. At a position 9, the 94 of Brett Jr. Morris. At a position number 8, Brett Jr. Morris at a 7. At a position 8, it's the 46 of Aaron Humble. And at a position number 9 is going to be the 07 of Trent Gosley. Brett Jr. Morris doing the sweep last week. Picking up the win in the Super Late models. And also picking up the win in the WP Concreting 360 Sprint Car Series.
Green, green, green.
Oh, looked like a bit of a jump start there from Knitska. And that allowed Sanford to get a good start as well. Look at Morris making it 3 wide on the opening lap with Rice. Oh no, Rice around. As is Brett Jr. Morris getting caught up involved in that one. And not a good start for Rice. Kenyon, and here comes Steen on the inside. Now, did get confirmation that top 4 will advance to the main event. As we look at Jared Steen, and well, here comes Aaron Hummel in the 46, making it 3 wide. You're going to pick up position 3 in one corner, picks up 2 cars. Hubbo in the 88 in his familiar spot of 6. Steen and Kenyon, little contact going into turn number 3 and 4. Trying to watch Hubbo make his way through the field, and he does so. He splits the gap nicely. The 07 of Gosley back there in position number 7 in the 07. Battle for the race lead. Here we go. Sanford on the outside. Knitska in the middle. And look at Aaron Hummel making his way on the bottom side of the racetrack. And we've had a lot of racing here in heat race number 3. And there's been a lot of action so far after just completing 4.5 laps. Hummel puts the move on Knitska. Hummel moves up to position number 2. And now chases down David Sanford in the car number 27. 5 down, 5 to go. Heat race number 3. Hummel with a big time slide job. The Rico bombs in turns 3 and 4. Sanford, is he going to do the same thing? He goes for it, but backs out of it halfway through, opting not to go for it. Hobbo in 3rd right now. Jared Steen in the 4th and final transfer spot. Knitska back to 5th. Then we go back to Gosley and Brett Jr. Morris. He's not out of this one just yet. 3 to go. He needs to get a wriggle on. Two laps to go in heat race number 3. Knitska falling back to 7th after a little bit of a jump start on the opening, or on the initial start, I should say. Morris up in position 6, and now looking for the big time move into turn number 3 and 4, and the white flag is out. Aaron Hummel, he's got nearly half a second on David Sanford into turn number 3 and 4 for the final time. We keep an eye on the final transfer spot. Aaron Hummel gets the win. David Sanford 2nd. Brenton Hobson in 3rd. 4th is going to be Jared Steen. Those 4 drivers move on to the main event. Trent Gosley, Brett Jr. Morris, Marcus Knitska, Bryce Kenyon, and James Rice rounds out the field in heat race number 3. Heat number 4 up next, and once again we'll take a look at our City Group Holdings starting grid. Starting on the pole for the final heat race of the night in car number 21, it's Daniel Page. At a position number 2, car number 33 of Billy Ryan. At a position of 3, the 23 of Brenton West. At a position 4, the 500 of George Fullerton. At a position 5, the 30 of Scott Butler. At a position 6, the 3 of Lewis Hewitt. At a position 7, the 78 of John Schultz. Zachary Phelan out of 8th. And out of 9th is going to be the 77 of Jock Goodyear. George Fullerton having problems there, so that's going to move Brenton West in the 23 up to pole position. 3rd is going to be Butler. John Schultz up to 5th. And Jock Goodyear will start out of position 7. So a couple of cars not making the field in the 4th and final heat race of the night. Wait for the green.
Green, green, green.
Green flag is out. We're underway. The final heat race of the night. 23 of Brenton West getting tight. Hewitt now to the race lead into 1 and 2. Yes, they're 3 wide. And we're going to battle on for the final transfer spot against Zachary Phelan. Well, he moves into position number 4. Oh my, that is a big by Butler. No surprise to see him upside down. Let's take a look at Colby's RP. Since the replay, he just launched off the cushion. Hewitt, your race leader, and well, he's got quite a bit of a gap between second place there. Billy Ryan, Jock Goodyear making his way into position number 3. Brenton West sitting in that 4th and final transfer spot. Then you go back to Zachary Phelan, 1 spot out. Butler and Schultz round out the field for heat race number 4. Watching Goodyear and Billy Ryan, the 33 of Billy Ryan on screen, running in 2nd spot. A little bit over a second and a half behind Lewis Hewell, who I dare say, well, he's going to put close to 2 seconds on this field. Goodyear goes outside, inside into turn number 1 and 2, and puts the slider on Billy Ryan. Transfer spot, heating up once again, failing through the middle of the racetrack. Brenton West, oh no, Billy Ryan around. Well, he loses the transfer spot, and well, he basically pulled a Mob King. Although this wasn't on the last lap. Hewitt a 2.2 second advantage right now over Jock Goodyear, his teammate in 2nd spot. 3rd, Zachary Phelan. Brenton West in that 4th spot. Butler, Schultz, Billy Ryan. And those are your cars in this one. Coming up to 2 laps to go for your race leader, Lewis Hewitt. One and a half, make that 1 to go as we come out of turn number 4 for your race leader. He's got a fairly big lead, over 2.5 seconds by the flag stand that time by. And down the back straightaway, the track, you can see starting to slick it off on the entry into the turns, and even in the middle of the turns 3 and 4 there. Lewis Hewitt gets the win in heat number 4. 2nd will go to Jock Goodyear. Zach Phelan 3rd, Brenton West in 4th, Butler 5th, John Schultz in 6th, Billy Ryan, Daniel Page and George Fullerton scored in 9th. So C Main up next on the program, with the top 4 advancing on to the back of the B Main. We'll take a look at our City Group Holdings starting grid for tonight's C Main. Starting on the pole here in car number 55, it's Marcus Konitska. He's outside the 33 of Billy Ryan. At a position number 3, it's the 911 of Lachlan Smith. James Robbie in car number 41 will start at a position number 4. At a position 5, it's the 61 of Bryce Kenyon, scheduled to start at a position 6. Here's Daniel Page. I don't think he's even in the server. At a position 7, the 66 of Harry Edwards. At a position 8, which should move up to position 6, will be the 63 of Scott Griffiths. At a position 9 is going to be James Rice, and starting at a position 8 after being given the 10th starting spot will be the 500 of George Fullerton. Harry Edwards, the C Main bandit. We see him do the alphabet soup in the sprint cars last week at the Knoxville Raceway from the D Main into the A Main. We'll see if he can do another alphabet soup here this evening. We'll see if he's had his wheat bix. Or maybe he just needs a bit of Churro. So a reminder after this one, after the 1RC Midget series, we come back to the dirt track at Charlotte, but this time we have the WP Concreting 360 Winged Sprint Car Series. They'll compete their 4th round of the series. First time the Midgets make an appearance. So far with the first month, we've had, well, a lot of competitors. We're having some big numbers in all 3 divisions The 1RC Midgets, the Australian Speedway League Super Late models, and of course the WP Concreting 360 Sprint cars.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is out. Top 4 advance to the B main. Smith and Edwards and Robbie, they're going to be 3 of the guys to watch out for. Keep an eye on Rice as well, coming from the back. Well, they were 4 wide for a moment. They're still 3 wide. Edwards throwing the big Hail Mary, and Edwards half spins the car. Rice comes on through. Nowhere to go. Collects him. And Lachlan Smith to the lead in turns 3 and 4. Billy Ryan going to try and come back on the outside. Konitska in 3rd. And James Robbie at the moment in that 4th and final transfer spot. Griffiths in the 63. You go back to George Fullerton, James Rice, and then Harry Edwards back there in position number 8. Bryce Kenyon in 9th. Oh, George Fullerton around. That's going to end his night in the 1RC Midget Series. Griffiths was a little out of shape. You're watching Edwards and Rice on screen. Or Rice has got some sort of problems here. As now here comes Edwards on the top side in position number 6 at the moment. He's got a fair way to catch up to that 4th spot. It is possible. Konitska and Ryan side by side. Robbie watching this battle unfold, trying to be careful, trying to make sure he makes it into the B main. Robbie on the low side, Konitska on the outside. Smith, he extends his lead by over a second. Billy Ryan in 2nd, holding off Konitska and also James Robbie. They got to be careful because now the 66, he's a little bit over a second behind him with 6 down and 4 laps to go. He is not going to leave anything on the table. He might even just be a Gordon Ramsay. He might even throw the kitchen sink at someone. Here he comes. You can see the 4th place car of Marcus Konitska. And you'll see to the right of your screen slowly creeping in is at 66 right now. James Robbie up to position number 2. He puts the move on Billy Ryan. And here comes Edwards. With 2 to go. This battle is heating up right now. Oh, there was a little contact. Billy Ryan. He's into the... Oh, what a save by Billy Ryan. 1 lap to go. And Konitska holds the key to the 4th and final transfer spot and that B main. Edwards now considered a little comfortable. No, he can't because there's a problem on the 66. There is a problem on the 66 and, well, he does not make the show. I wonder if there was contact with himself and Billy Ryan. Will it allow me to go that far back? Trying to take a look at our Cobby's iPaint's instant replay here. So watching the instant replay here. Yeah, not sure what happened to Harry Edwards there, but anyhow, we'll go on to our B main and we'll take a look at our City Group Holdings starting grid. Starting on the pole of tonight's B main, your fastest qualifier from qualifying, car number 51, it is Bob King. Starting at a position number 2 in the 29, it's Kane Blair. At a position 3, it's the 07 of Trent Gosley. At a position number 4, it's the 30 of Scott Butler. At a position number 5 in car number 81, Michael Wilson. At a position number 6 in the 25, it's Nathan Clark. At a position 7 in car number 94, Brett Jr. Morris. At a position number 8, the 78 of John Schultz. At a position 9, the 015 of Darren Lord. At a position number 10, it's the 32 of Callan Arthur. At a position number 11, your C main winner in the 911 car, it is Lachlan Smith. At a position number 12, it's the 41 of James Robbie. At position 13, the 55 of Marcus Knitska and Billy Ryan rounds out the field here in tonight's B main. 15 laps the distance. All cars gone wide. Apologise, we're just trying to get trading paints loaded. Just so Lachlan doesn't have an issue again. Bob King, Kane Blair, Trent Gosley. Your top three.
Green, green, green.
Drivers are getting antsy, waiting for that green flag to come out off of turn number 4. And keep an eye on Brett Jr. Morris coming through the field. Lachlan Smith trying to make his way forward as well. The top 4 advance. Morris gets that 4th spot. No, he gets the 5th spot actually. The 81 of Wilson holds on to that 4th spot. But he gets on by. And here comes Blair and Wilson. They race side by side into turn number 3 and 4 with James Robbie on the bottom side of the racetrack. Lachlan Smith, no. He got some cars. Oh no. Marcus Knitska. No, in fact, it was Nathan Clark who give poor old James Robbie a big right rear. Oh, that should be an instant. That should be an instant black flag if I've ever seen one. Lachlan Smith up to position 6 now, looking to get by the 81 of Michael Wilson in position number 5. Oh, we got Kane Blair. No, it's Trent Gosley upside down. He was in that 4th and final, in the top 4 spot. That puts Lachlan Smith in the 911 up to position 4. So Smith doing the alphabet run tonight. Big time slide job from Morris on Butler. We're surprised if Butler lets that one go without running into him or getting by him. He passed him cleanly. Look at your race leader, Bob King. 6 down, 9 to go in tonight's B main. Smith back there in position 4. Callan Arthur puts a slider on Wilson in turns 1 and 2. Wilson trying to fight back on the inside into turn number 3 and 4. Haven't really seen Wilson get off the bottom side of the racetrack. Smith right now, he's got himself in the show, racing his way in through the C main. Although he's still going to get by Butler if he wants to continue on, or he can just sit back there in that 4th and final transfer spot. Side by side in a 1 and 2. Smith on the inside, looking for position 3. Puts the big Rico bomb to use. That wasn't all that big. Smith now up to position number 3 and driving away from the 30 car of Butler. Brett Jr. Morris trying to track down your race leader, Bob King in the 51. There's about a second separating the pair right now into turns 1 and 2 with 5 laps to go. 2/3 of the race of the B main completed. Morris got to be careful on the top side of the racetrack. So King has led every lap in tonight's B main. Fastest lap was the 16.447. Although Brett Jr. Morris with a 16.352. Nearly a tenth quicker than Bob King's fastest lap. And Morris, well, now with a 16.319. That Speed Nation number 94 machine is on a rail, and like we seen him do last week in the Super Late models, he ran down Bob King. And well, let's just say he made he made everyone look a little bit silly. Morris not known to be a driver of the Super Late models, but man, he was able to pedal that machine around the Knoxville Raceway. 1 lap to go for your race leader, Bob King, off of turn number 4. The white flag is out. 4 corners to go to lock himself into the back of tonight's main event for the 1RC Midget Series. Presented by the Australian Speedway League right here on Ultimate TV. Morris, you see there with a big time Hail Mary Rico bomb, but doesn't make it happen. King with the win. Morris home in 2nd. 3rd is going to go to Lachlan Smith. And 4th at the line was the 32 of Callan Arthur. And I believe we took our top 4 into that one. And we did. And then we have it, our B main. Let's take a look at our SETI Group Holdings starting grid for tonight's main event. Starting on pole in car number 71, it's Gavin Sadler, who is outside the 42 of Matt McCutcheon.
Let's get ready to rumble!
At a position number 3, the 77 of Jock Goodyear, lining up alongside the 27 of David Sanford at a position 4. At a position 5, the 67 of Brayton Davison. At a position 6, the 12 of Ryan Harris. At a position 7, the 3 of Lewis Hewitt. At a position 8, the 46 of Aaron Humble. At a position 9, the 6 of Cam Taylor. At a position 10, it's the 20 of Ricky Sanders. At a position 11, the 88 of Brenton Hobson. Alongside him in the 49 of Zachary Phelan. Dale Grother at a position number 13. At a position 14, the 9 of Joel Berkeley. At a position 15, the 91 of Jared Steen. At a position 16, the 23 of Brenton West. At a position 17, the 51 of Bob King. At a position 18, the 94 of Brett Jr. Morris. Lachlan Smith at a position 19 in the 911. And Callan Arthur at a position number 20. 30 laps on the board. We get set for the first round of the 1RC Midget Series live from the dirt track at Charlotte. Let's get dirty for 30. Everyone looking to make it cleanly through turns 1 and 2 and somewhat we can. Into 3 and 4, do we have a different situation? Hobson got a little loose, I believe that was. Got into the back of his teammate, but we complete the opening lap, but not before too long because Matt McCutcheon upside down. Aaron Humble. Jock Goodyear involved in that one. And let's take a look at our Colby's Eye Paints instant replay. See what happened. So, keep an eye on the 42 of McCutcheon. He got loose. He got loose off the cushion. Goodyear had nowhere to go. Goodyear went upside down. Humble got involved. Berkeley upside down as well. He got it back on all fours. Lachlan Smith made it through that. Zachary Phelan caught up, involved in that one. And well, we see the first time in tonight's main event, the caution flag coming out. Aaron Humble back on pit road, as is Jock Goodyear, Matt McCutcheon, Zachary Phelan as well. So we lose 4 cars out of that one. And well, speaking of things that what we lose as well, we lose 3 racing laps every time the yellow flag comes out. Yellow flags counting towards the total number of laps in tonight's feature event. Pace truck is in. We get set to go back to green flag racing here in just a moment. David Sanford, your race leader from Gavin Sadler, and Ryan Harris, your top 3. Brayton Davison, Ricky Sanders, Lewis Hewitt, Cam Taylor, Brett Jr. Morris, Brendan Hobson, and Dale Grother round out the field. Well, we'll try again into turns 1 and 2. Everyone looks clean so far. Morris putting the moves on Cam Taylor into turns 3 and 4, putting the big dive bomb, leaving Taylor a little bit of room. Taylor backed out of it. Taylor going for a big ride. He caught the rear nerf bar of the 94, Brett Jr. Morris. And welcome, Taylor, hang on, because you went for a ride. You're not at a theme park. No, you're in a midget. Take a look at this from different angles here. Yeah. Thankfully, he's able to get the car back on all fours, and we'll see if he's still going to be circling out on the racetrack. He is. So Taylor very lucky not to be going back to pit road. Unlike Phelan, McCutcheon, Goodyear or Humble, who are all out of this one, out of the event. Shaking up the top five in fact. Sanford, light still on the pace truck. Sanford, your race leader. This continues on. He would pick up his first midget win. The first week of the 1RC Midget Series here, presented by the Australian Speedway League. And if you haven't heard the news already, coming in the first week of September, I think it is, it's the Oval Express Speed Week. 5 nights, 5 tracks. All the action brought to you live on Ultimate Dirt TV. Right here on YouTube and most likely our Facebook page as well. We might even get in talks about maybe going on to the Oval Express Facebook page. We'll have to talk to the powers that handle all that. Sanford, green flag is back out. Single file restarts and we're underway. Brayton Davison following in behind him, but not for too long because Davison goes to the low side, looking for the lead in the turn number 1 and 2. He can't make it stick. Sanford on the top side, making it work. But Davison going to fight back into turn number 3 and 4 with a big slide job for the race lead. Sanford with a smart crossover. Oh no, we got a car on the inside. We got Brett Jr. Morris around along with Gavin Sadler in separate incidences. Your B-main winner, Bob King, up to position number 6 from position 17. Hewitt and Ricky Sanders on screen running 4th and 5th at the moment. But this battle for the top 3 right now. Here we go. Harris on the low side. Sanford through the middle and Davison up top. 13 down, 17 remain. Harris thought about the slider. Sanford back around the outside of Ryan Harris going into turn number 3 and off for turn number 4. Who is going to have it at the line? We know Davison, your race leader. I'm going to give that one to Sanford by a little margin of maybe 1/1000th of a second. Man, that was close. Going across the start-finish line on the previous lap between Sanford and Harris, and it was not a lot in it. Sanford now actually pulled away from Harris on the previous lap, and now he looks to come after your race leader. Here we go. Here's a nice little battle on screen. Hewitt, King, and Sanders running 4th, 5th, and 6th. Oh, look at Brett Jr. Morris putting the moves on Steen and Berkeley. And now Berkeley, well, he's in position number 9, looking to come after position number 8. Brett Jr. Morris again with a big slide job. Oh! There is action aplenty here at the dirt track at Charlton, the 1RC midget cars. Rico bombs galore. Steen, who's just been literally caught in the middle of a Berkeley and Morris slide fest. This has been unbelievable. Now look at King going to the inside of Harris looking for 4th. He will get it. Harris back to position number 5. And that'll put Lewis Hewitt into position 3. But at the moment, the Kiwis, as they've done the last week, are running in the top spot of tonight's main event. 11 laps to go, nearly 3 wide. King, Harris, and Sanders. Sanders in the middle, now to the bottom side. Goes the big dive bomb into 3 and 4. No, keeps it in the middle of the racetrack. King, who has got this car glued down right now on the top of the racetrack. He is making all sorts of ground on your 3rd place driver of Lewis Hewitt. We go back to this battle between Harris, Sanders, Hobson, Grother, Berkeley, and Morris. A lot of these drivers all run on the top side, but they go to the bottom if they have to. Making the necessary adjustments on the fly, and look at Morris trying to go through the middle. Wow, this is some close racing here in the 1RC Midget Series. Oh, what a slider there. These sliders, they have to be on point, otherwise generally two cars will go upside down. Berkeley rails the cushion. Grother, well, he is just literally hugging the inside line, and he is holding his own. Berkeley with a slider on Hobson, 3 wide. Grother, Berkeley and Harris. Hobson puts a slider back on Berkeley. Berkeley through the middle, 3 wide again. Oh, nearly 4 wide. Oh no, the TTL car's upside down. Oh, Ryan Harris and Joel Berkeley come together. Oh man, let's take a look at our Colby's iPads instant replay. Now, Harris was one of these drivers in the top 3 early on, but it just seems to me that, well, he got a little loose there. Berkeley coming through, had nowhere to go, collected the wall hard, and unfortunately for Ryan Harris, he goes upside down. He ends up back on pit road. Oh boy. Catch a breather. Now, a reminder, if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. We are live multiple times during the week. We've got about probably 8 or 9 broadcasts that we do here on YouTube, so we've always got some content to show you. And if you could head over to our Facebook page, go to facebook.com/UltimateDirtTV, hit the like and follow button on there as well. We'll try and get the 360 Sprint Car Series, or the WP Concreting and Australian Speedway League. We'll try and get that on Facebook as well. Like I said, we do apologise. We did have some technical issues with regarding that one. Lights are out. 3 laps to go. Anytime we see a caution from here on out, we'll end the race. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Brayton Davison, David Sanford, Lewis Hewitt. Your top 3, Bob King, Ricky Sanders, Dale Grother in 6th, 7th, Hobson, Morris 8th, 9th is Steen. Callan Arthur rounds out the top 10. Lachlan Smith from the C main up to position number 11. 3 to go. Davison has command of the field. 3, 2, 1. Next time by. Just playing tricks on you. So it's going to be a green-white checker. So an extra pace lap somewhere. There it is. Lights are out on the iRacing official pace truck. Green-white checker incoming. Hopefully Davison, Sanford and Hewitt. Bob King from position 17 in tonight's B-main winner. Well, Davison gets on the gas early, and here we go. Green, green, green for the final 2 laps are upon us. Top 3 on screen in the 67. Brayton Davison looking to claim victory in the 1RC Midgets. Top side for your top 4, top 5. Sanford made a mistake. The white flag is out. Here we go. One more time around the dirt track at Charlotte. And the battle is on for the minor placings. King and Hewitt race side by side. Hewitt goes to shut the door into 3 and 4. But here comes a slide up. Oh no! Wow, it's going to be a drag race to the line. Who is going to get it? I think King got second. He did. And Lewis Hewitt flipping after this one. Oh boy, what a finish. Sanford so close. So very, very close to picking up a podium here. But the Kiwis, they do it again. And as deserved, he gets to burn it down with some Kyle Larson and donuts. You want some donuts? Get a Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme's not affiliated with Ultimate Dirt TV. Alright, quickly let's take a look at our SETI Group Holdings finishing results here this evening. Coming home on the top step of the podium from position 5, Brayton Davison with the win. Home in second place in the 51 after starting position 17, won tonight's B main. It's Bob King, Lewis Hewitt coming home in third position. Fourth went to David Sanford, Brett Junior Morris from position 18 up to position number 5. Ricky Sanders coming home in 6th. Coming home in 7th is Brenton Hobson. 8th went to Dale Grother. 9th was Jared Steen. Rounding up the top 10 was Lachlan Smith. We go over the page. We have a look at our 11th finisher, Callan Arthur in car number 32, home after starting in position 20. In 12th was Cam Taylor. Brenton West home in 13th. 14th was Joel Berkeley. Ryan Harris in 15th. 16th was Gavin Sadler. 17th was Matt McCutcheon. Jock Goodyear in 18th. 19th, Aaron Humble. And Zachary Phelan rounded out the field here. So we'll have a chat with our top 3. Just getting a few things sorted here just quickly. In fact, we'll bring up our third place finisher here tonight in car number 3, Lewis Hewitt. Lewis, congratulations on the third place. You had a fairly decent race all night, and come away with the third's not a bad result for you and the team. Nope, I might as well ask that question without my mic being muted, but coming home with the third place, you got to be happy about that. Good result for you and the team.
Yeah, that's a good result here in the midgets. I struggle to survive in them most of the time, so coming away with the third is quite nice.
That race towards that end, that green-white checker, yourself, Bob King, David Sanford, especially in that last turn. I mean, you let it all hang out there, and you barely scraped that third place home.
Yeah, that was close. I think on that restart, I didn't get the best restart, but I managed to get up close to him, and I think I almost got into him once when he just about hopped the cushion, and then the last turn I went down low, put my car in front of his, and Bob snuck underneath to take the second, but I'll take the third.
Track tonight, obviously in the midgets, they didn't really build up too much of a cushion, but there was still a cushion to lean on in on some parts of the racetrack, but a track that, as a race car driver, you want to see multiple grooves. I think that's what we've seen here tonight. How did you see it?
Yeah, definitely. I thought that was a great track for the midgets. Probably one of the best ones I've had at Charlotte here. It really seemed like the middle had the grip to be consistent. The top was there if you wanted to be really risky, and I think a couple of guys were on the bottom. So yeah, I think that was a great track.
All right. Well, before we let you get out of here and get yourself strapped into a 360 sprint car, I'm sure you got some people you want to thank.
Yeah, thank TTL Esports, along with our sponsors, Hyperstimulators, Ultimate Dirt TV, Down Under Graphics, Tie Designs, Ash Media, and I might have forgotten another one, but that's what I remember.
Did you say Hyperstimulator?
I did, Hyperstimulator, I think so.
Ash Media, Down Under Graphics, Harm-Tune Suspension.
That's the one I missed.
Yeah, it's all good. No worries. Good. Well done.
Thanks.
There we go. Lewis Hewitt home in third place. Home in second place tonight after going quick time. Starting position 17th after winning the B main. Bob King. I mean, you got to be thrilled about that drive from the second last row up to position number 2.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Managed to make my way through the field, dodge a few accidents. Bent the car pretty badly. I think I was on the first caution, but yeah, happy to come away with second. Bit angry at myself. Sort of messed up the heat and sent myself to the B, but you get that sometimes. There's
my next question. Do you think you might have been one step ahead on the podium here had you not sort of wrecked yourself in that last turn in the heat race?
Yeah, I think I would have had the speed to get past Brayton. Unfortunately, wasn't in position to do it, but yeah, second place. Can't complain with that with round 1 in points, really. Talk
about that final restart. You restart 4th. I mean, especially going into that last turn with Lewis in front of you, you knew he was going to put the slider on David as well. But I mean, you were lucky to come away with that one on the bottom as the two got hooked together coming off of turn 4.
Yeah, well, I sort of went to the top in 1 and 2, and thought I had a bit of a run, and then had to lift for the guys in front of me. Then thought, well, they're going to be on the top of the track. We'll just go where they're not, and there's plenty of grip on the bottom, and yeah, made it work with their little incident on the outside as well.
What did you make of the racetrack tonight? Obviously, multiple grooves. I mean, how did you see it playing out tonight?
Multiple grooves, but there wasn't really one fast line a lot of the time, so it was extremely hard to pass, and probably until about the last 15 laps of the main where it really started to open up, where you could send it through, slide it, run the top or hug the bottom, and you're pretty much going to be able to pass cars no matter what.
All right, well done in bringing home the second place here tonight in the debut of the 1RC Midget Series. But before we let you go and get strapped into a 360 Sprint Car Series, I'm sure you've got some people you want to thank.
Yeah, for sure. The guys at Synergy Sim Racing couldn't do without all their support. Trackstar Raceway, the Speedway Shop, Newlon, ASL for putting it on, and you guys for broadcasting.
All right, there we go. Bob King home in second place tonight. And for the second week in a row, these Kiwis have dominated. Well, I wouldn't say dominated, but they've picked up the win in the last 3 races of the Australian Speedway League season so far. Coming home is your non-wing 410 New Zealand champion, Brayton Davison in the 67. Brayton, congratulations on the win. You lead about 10 laps, but it wasn't too easy for you. You had to work for that one past your teammate of David Sanford.
Yeah, it was tough. It was real cool to battle with my teammate David Sanford. He's usually a road driver, and it's actually his debut here tonight and running dirt leagues for ASL tonight, and he did real well, and we raced real clean. It sucks he lost it there at the end there, but it was real fun racing with him, and I think he's pretty pleased with himself. So yeah, it was real cool for the team.
I was just question to Lewis and Bob. I mean, this track, you're able to move around on it. Where were you most comfortable, or were you comfortable all over the place?
The top started getting quite treacherous, and I started sort of driving it and through the middle and then sort of sliding up to the top. It was so bumpy up there, but I'm not too sure where Bob and Lewis were, but I'm guessing they must have done pretty well to bring it from, you know, mid-pack to the back and bring it all the way to second, third, so ups to them for that.
All right, well, look, well done on putting that 67 in victory lane here this evening. It's New Zealand won again. Over the last 3 races, you guys have stepped up your game in all divisions. I mean, it's going to be pleasing to see.
Yeah, I'm honestly so chuffed about it. We've been really working quite hard over the last few months, and it's starting to pay off here. And yeah, I'm real happy, and especially to get one of these things myself. I haven't actually won an ASL event before, so this is pretty cool. And I definitely didn't think my first one would come in a midget. I'm not too hot on these things on RSN, but yeah, it's really cool. And shout out to the boys at NZSR. This is awesome results. Hopefully it continues on.
All right, well, look, no doubt, I'm sure you got some other sponsors you want to thank as well.
Yeah, sure. Firstly, a shout out to Gavin Chadler from ASL for running these deals. It's real cool and really brings all the best in Australasia out. It's an awesome deal. You, Brett Wheeler, Ultimate Dirt TV for streaming, always great stream. And then NZSR sponsors Speed Nation, Has a Media, Alpha Finance, TP Design, Progression Racing Australia. Just everyone who helps us out, really appreciate it. And thanks everyone for putting up this deal on. It's cool.
All right, there we go. Brayton Davison home with the win here in the 1RC Midget Series debut here at the dirt track at Charlotte. We're not done with just yet, folks. We've still got the WP Concreting 360 Sprint Car Series to come. Server's going to be launching any minute, so we're going to be live again in about 10 or 15 minutes' time. We are going to try and get a Facebook stream up as well. So if you haven't done so already, head over to facebook.com/UltimateDirtTV. Hit the like and follow button. But before you get off this YouTube stream, make sure you hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost a cent. We're live multiple times during the week, so we've always got new content for you guys to watch, whether it's midgets, sprint cars, late models. We haven't got any modified stuff just yet, but there's always something to watch here on Ultimate Dirt TV. We take a short little pause and come back for the WP Concreting 360 Sprint Car Series. And once again, we'll be back here from the dirt track at Charlotte. Stick around.